Do you remember how they launched one of the new Alvin and the Chipmunks movies on the same day as The Force Awakens?
Oh gosh, I actually. What's funny? We went when we went to see Force Awakens in the theater. There were like Hannah was talking to some of her friends who were there, and they were there to see that the Alvin and the Chipmunks movie. We were there to see Star Wars, obviously. So yeah, that was. Look, in retrospect, that's kind of funny to think about. It could be worse. We could have been, at least we were seeing the Force Awakens, not Rise of
Yeah, not the other two.
Well, we did eventually, but yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was. It definitely was not opening day when we saw it. We saw it like a few days later, and my sister like she had it spoiled for her. Like she heard about Han Solo dying before
Yeah.
she actually saw them. Somebody spoiled it for me anyway. Okay. Getting off topic, we usually do when we're doing these. He was in Heart Condition. Have you ever heard of this movie?
I don't think so.
I only want to mention it just because of the insane premise. Okay, so what happens is Bob Hoskins plays this really racist cop
Okay.
who gets a heart transplant, and the heart transplant is this black dude played by Denzel Washington. And basically the whole movie is just this racist cop being followed around by Denzel Washington's ghost, and he has to solve his murder. It is a horrible movie. And the whole time I was just thinking, like, why was this made? Like, what?
And as something that I mentioned to you a couple days ago, he was one of the main characters in this FMV game called Hell, a cyberpunk thriller.
Hell, I'm trying to remember which one that was. Which one was that? Damn it! Because there were
It's sort of like a
several
cyber.
games you mentioned.
Oh yeah,
Because there was that one with Aerosmith in it,
it's not that
the
one.
Robert De Niro one. Oh gosh. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm kind of remembering this one now. Oh, it's apparently the same developers of Ripper.
Huh.
I've heard of that. Have you ever heard of this game?
Ripper? I'd have to take a look.
It's another one of those point-click games. The only reason I've heard of it is because Christopher Walken is in it.
Oh.
I've seen some playthroughs of it, and just for the scenes of Christopher Walken, because like he shows up every now and then and just like makes weird comments to the person playing the game.
Apparently, Karen Allen is in that game too. And so is John Rhys Davies.
Paul Giamatti, Burgess Meredith is in it. That was his last performance. Wow.
Huh.
It uses the Blue Oyster Cult song, Don't Fear the Reaper. Yeah, I just remember seeing the clips of Christopher Walken and just being like, what the hell? Like, just. Because it's Christopher Walken being Christopher Walken. Like, just... But anyway. That's also getting off topic. But yeah, Hell, what was the Hell, a cyberpunk thriller? Yeah, I think I do sort of remember you mentioning that one now. I can't remember what there were at least two. There was the 9 game.
Yep, that's the one with Aerosmith that was produced by De Niro.
It's just so strange. That's such a weird collaboration. And what the hell was the... I feel like there was another one you mentioned. I can't remember which one it was, though.
Harvester, I think, was one of them. And then Armed and Delirious.
Oh, yeah. What was the one with the... There's no kill like overkill?
I think that one's Armed and Dangerous, that one, yeah.
I remember that one, yeah. Oh, apparently Grace Jones is in Hell, a cyberpunk thriller.
Huh.
That's a strange combination. Dennis Hopper and Grace Jones. Okay. Again, getting off topic. Frank Welker, which
yeah.
Although you almost don't have to bring him up, because, I mean, you look at his filmography, he's in everything.
Yeah.
Like, if you're wondering what movies he's in, the answer is everything.
He was in Raiders.
That's what I was going to mention, yeah, because
yeah.
he did the voice of the monkey in Raiders of the Lost Ark. He's, like, one of the most prolific voice actors of all time.
He was
like,
Cujo.
His filmography is just too long to list. Like, if you've seen an animated movie...
he was in it.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think he did the voice of Scooby-Doo and Fred, if I remember right. But anyway, it's not even the only actor from those movies who is. He's not the only actor that was in the Short Circuit movie. Who? Fuck. Let me try to rephrase. He's not. I was like reading some. There was I don't know if you ever heard about Night Skies.
I don't think so.
It was like this unmade movie that Spielberg was trying to do. Eventually, it turned into. It was gonna be like a horror movie about aliens invading like this little house, and then eventually, he took the alien idea and made that into E.T. He took the home invasion horror movie idea and turned that into Poltergeist. And the guy that directed Brother from Another Planet, which is about an alien, some of the ideas, because he was going to direct Spielberg's idea, Night Skies. I feel like he might have taken some ideas from that and when he was doing Brother from Another Planet, but again, we're getting out. Yeah, there are those who believe that life here far across the universe with tribes of good. Oh, speaking of Battlestar Galactica, I just did something ridiculous recently.
Yeah.
I took the opening crawl of Star Wars and the opening to the original Battlestar Galactica. I edited them to switch the theme music around. So the Star Wars theme plays over Battlestar Galactica, and the Battlestar Galactica theme plays over Star Wars. I'm not gonna upload it because copyright. Maybe I'll show it to you at some point. But I don't remember there being a strip club in Soldier. There were some in the 2 Blade Runner movies.
Yeah.
There was the locker room scene in RoboCop.
That basically counts.
Does Everything Everywhere All at Once have one in it?
No, but it does have dildos.
Right, yeah. And the guy that's...
No, I don't think they had strippers.
The guy with the pixelated... but anyway. I don't remember, did any of the Indiana Jones movies have... I don't think so, no.
I don't think they had.
That's right, Turks in Space had, and then I don't think they did. Turkish Star Wars has a scene in a bar. And I think that's part of why I agreed to do this on the podcast, because even before we record this, I think we mentioned during like one of the previous podcasts, we mentioned the song Walk the Dinosaur. And then after that, I just kept getting it stuck in my head. And now finally I get to Walk the Dinosaur, because this movie, okay. You want to hear the nature metaphor or the sexual metaphor?
I guess the nature metaphor is a sexual metaphor.
I think you're going to want to hear the sexual metaphor. Oh, was that not the sexual metaphor? all life is sex, and all sex is competition. And there are no rules to that game. See, that wasn't so preferred, now was it? There's okay.
Back on
He
topic.
says something about Charles Darwin being the manager with all the kids. What the fuck was that? Okay, so what games was it used for again?
Super Scope 6. There was like a game where Mario rode on the back of Yoshi and shot at the Koopalings. I forget what that one was called.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna bother me. Give me 1 second. Oh, apparently it was used in the Hunt for Red October. Yoshi's Safari, that's what I was thinking of.
The movie?
Oh, no. In the Super Nintendo game, The Hunt for the Red October.
There's a Super Nintendo game for The Hunt for Red October.
There's a Game Boy game, and I have the Game Boy game for The Hunt for the Red October.
I didn't know there was a... I didn't know Hunt for Red October had game tie-ins.
If I'm honest, they're not that bad. Like, they're not great, but they're not awful.
I would have expected them to just be kind of boring, honestly.
Yeah.
As Hunt for Red October, I mean, it's a good movie, but it's not really a movie I'd turn into a video game.
It's basically you're piloting the Red October trying to blow up a bunch of other, like, Soviet ships and subs.
Okay, that's a little bit more interesting than, oh, we just have to hide from, like, the American government for 2 hours. Or whatever. Porn parodies are weird. Obviously. There's like one for like everything, probably.
Yeah.
There's Strokemon. Try and guess what that's a parody of. You'll never figure it out. Or a Game of Bones, which you almost don't. You almost.
No, you don't need one.
Yeah, exactly. There's like a sex scene in every episode of that show, basically. I'm surprised they haven't made Metroid into a movie. I guess because it's Alien. Kind of. Because Metroid has quite a bit of Alien influence, at least based on my knowledge. I've never played it, so I can't really. Or maybe I'm thinking of Contra. I don't know.
Well, Contra is just you grabbed Alien and you grabbed Predator and then you threw Stallone in there for good measure.
I want to see Rambo versus Alien versus Predator at some point.